What's going on, everybody? How's you doing? It's welcome back to the Thirsty Thursdays live stream. I can't believe a month has passed already since the very first one that we did. But we're back, and I see that we've got a super chat here already starting the night off. And that comes from Senior Firewood Homestead, Larry Hoddle. How are you doing, my friend? Hope you and Robin are well. Hello, Woodhounds, he says. So we're going to start off the night with a super chat from the Happy Bell. We brought in the Happy Bell this week. So that's what we'll do with the super chats. And just want to say hello to everybody. Who else we got in here? We've got Craig Wilson's in here. We've got Outdoors with this guy. Iron and Oak Sawmills here. Hi, Chuck. How are you doing? Will Davidson. Living the Dream. T&J's. Timon the Buckeye Vlogs is here. Todd Lacey's here. Todd's outside again. B&F Firewood. Camp and Creek. Gringo Pines is here. I tell you what, that's awesome. Well, welcome everybody. I say it again one more time. I hope everybody's had a great week. And got a kind of a list of things to go through here tonight with you. We want to take all your questions. Hello from St. Elmo, Illinois. Matthews Ranch. How you doing, sir? Good to see you. Hey, Jared Hildebrandt with a super chat. Let her rip. Well, before we get started here, it's Thirsty Thursday, so we've got to make a pour, right? So tonight we're drinking Eagle Rare. This is Dan over at Back 40's favorite mash bill or recipe. It's the same as Buffalo Trace. It's just been aged a few years longer. So here's the Eagle Rare. And welcome to Thirsty Thursdays every night. Let's start off with a cheers to all of you. Thanks for being here.
We already got a couple of questions.
Taylor's here helping me again tonight. After that first one, she was definitely a big help to me, keeping up with the chat and helping me with the questions. So what's our first question here tonight?
Our first question is, Brad, when are you getting a tractor or skid steer?
A tractor or skid steer. As soon as I have enough money to justify that, and as soon as I sell enough firewood to justify that purchase. That's a big purchase, and I would love to have a tractor or a skid loader, especially with a grapple on the front, and maybe one day. But that's not in the plans in the near future, just because of the cost.
Someone asked where you got the Happy Bell.
The Happy Bell came off of Amazon. I was just going to get a regular bell, but I saw the smiley face, and super chats make me smile. And just so you all know, the super chats that come in, all that goes right back to the channel, and that's used for giveaways, future giveaways. Some of that might be used to save up for a firewood bundler. You all know that that's probably going to be my next purchase. I actually sold a few bundles today. I'm still selling some bundles here and there, but that's definitely going to be my next purchase. So super chats are appreciated, but certainly not expected. For those of you that do super chat, I greatly appreciate it. Go ahead, Taylor.
What's your favorite thing to do in the wood yard? We got that question.
My favorite thing to do in the wood yard is probably run the power saws. I like running the saws a lot, especially when the chains are sharp and freshly sharpened, and they're cutting good, and the saws are running good. We got to stop here. We got another super chat. Who was that from, Taylor? Smile for the Happy Bell.
Circle B.
Get in here and smile for Circle B. Thank you. We appreciate that. So, yes, running the saws. I do like splitting. I don't even mind stacking. But I enjoy cutting the most and keeping the wood yard clean. When the wood yard is clean and I can clean up all the scraps and the sawdust, and in the summertime or the springtime when the yard is freshly mowed and it just looks good, mentally I enjoy that too. All right, so what's been going on this week and this past couple of weeks with me? I wanted to announce to you all that my wife, Valerie, her birthday is this weekend. Saturday is her birthday, so we're going to be going out to dinner tomorrow night. and then we'll go out on Saturday on her birthday with some friends on Saturday to celebrate. So everybody wish my wife a happy birthday, and hopefully we'll be able to get out Saturday because they're calling for a snowstorm here this weekend. It's supposed to be like a nor'easter or something, and every time I look at the weather, it is saying something different. At first it was going to be 8 to 12 inches, then it was just a dusting, and now it's 2 to 4, 3 to 6, who knows. We'll see what we get, but it's supposed to start Friday night and go into Saturday. So we're hoping for that. Another question.
From the Firewood Hut, they said, do you have any problems with the wood roaches? Seems like cherry is their favorite to hide in.
Wood roaches? No, I haven't had any problem with wood roaches. I will tell you that there's, when I deliver my firewood, I've found several snake skins, and not big snakes, just like little garter snakes and things like that. But I haven't really had any bug problems or even no mice problems, nothing like that. So that's been not really an issue. And I haven't seen any of those roaches that you're talking about. Outside Michigan, Dean, how you doing? I just saw your chat go by there. I'm glad to have you in the chat tonight. I also wanted to talk to you all about something that happened this past week in the wood yard. I don't know if you can tell now, it's healing up pretty good, but my eye has been a little swollen and irritated. I was working over there this past week, and I wasn't cutting and I wasn't splitting. I was just moving rounds that I had already cut, and a lot of those rounds had sawdust, wood chips on top of them from when I had cut them, and the wind was blowing, so as I was picking them up and moving them around, some wind came up and blew some of those wood chips and sawdust into my eye. And I thought that it would eventually come out. My eye got irritated and watery, and I started rubbing it. And I've had that happen before, but eventually it works its way out. Well, I went overnight, woke up the next morning, and it was really sore. And from rubbing it, I was making it worse. I went all day the next day at my part-time job, and it still wasn't getting any better. So I made myself an appointment at the eye doctor, and he went in, and I went into the office and sat down in the chair. So I'm sitting in the chair, and he's looking at my eye, having me look up, down, left, right, and he couldn't see anything. So eventually he gave me some eye drops that numbed my eye, and he actually flipped my eyelid inside out, which was a very weird feeling. I've never had that done before, but he flipped it inside out, looked at it through the magnifier, and saw a little piece of wood chip inside of my eyelid. And he said that wouldn't have worked itself out where it was located so far up in my eyelid. So he gave me some eye drops. As soon as he got it out, it was instant relief. And so I'm taking those eye drops for the next 5 days, and hopefully it'll all be good here soon. Another question.
We have two. From Back 40, he said, do you think once winter is over, the migration of hair from the top of your head to the bottom will end?
Well, the migration of hair didn't really migrate because this has been since I've been about 30 years old. And the reason I keep it so short is because I'm so bald on the back that the longer it gets on the sides, the more noticeable the bald spots are. So I've got what used to be a high and tight. It's now more of a mohawk, but that's pretty much all I can grow. Fortunately, my facial hair still grows pretty good, apparently, right? But I don't know how summertime's going to go, Dan. I don't know if it's going to be annoying or too hot, or my mom kind of asked me the same question the other day. She wanted to know if I was going to shave it in the summertime, and I don't have any plans to. I really, really want to get it like down in here. Like, I want to try to keep this a little tighter, but I think I just want the length. So that's the problem.
Another question is, how did you hook up with your tree service guy?
It's tree service guy. I'm not going to go into too much detail on that because just a little sneak peek of what might be coming in next month's live stream. I'm really trying to convince him to come on to the live stream with me and have like a guest appearance with him and let you all talk to him and ask him questions about his business and how he got started. And you know, how he's become so successful at what he does, because he is one of the premier tree services in this area. And the way I hooked up with him was I knew who he was through some other friends. I served on jury duty with him a few years ago, and I just kind of reached out to him, and he started. I'm friends with him on Facebook, and he started commenting back and forth with me. Stand by. There's Outside with Shad with the super chat. Cheers, my friend. Shad was out there today. I don't know if you watched his video today, but he was cutting some massive roadside oak. Scared me a couple times when he was rolling those rounds down the hill. I thought they were going to go out into the road, but he's cutting some big wood out there, so check his video out. But anyway, what was I talking about, Taylor?
You were talking about the tree service guy.
Yeah, so the tree service guy is going to come in next month. He told me he would. I just got to keep on him to make sure he does. But I want to kind of save some of that content for when he's actually here. So on yesterday's video, I teased you all about the outfeed table being delivered for the ram splitter. And man, what a long wait it was to finally receive that. You're going to see on next week's video how that works out. But just the back and forth, and I'm sure you all watching the channel were probably like, good Lord, just make it for yourself or just have somebody make it. But the way things went, it eventually worked out, and you'll get to see all that on next week's video. But I think you're going to be pretty intrigued by the way this works out. Chuck says he's got 2 tree service buddies, and he has no problem getting logs. Yeah, I think a lot of times if you just reach out to people, initially when I was talking to tree services, I was just getting started, and I would take whatever I could get, right? Just bring me wood. It's free wood. And then you start getting some of this huge, gnarly, knotty, just terrible stuff to work with. And you start to get a little more picky, and you start to have a better grasp on what exactly you want, the size you want, the length you want, the clarity of the wood you want to get. And you start being a little more picky, because the big, gnarly stuff is a lot more work, and it's not even worth it, in my opinion. I think that, if you're very specific and upfront with the tree service when you talk to them, some of them aren't gonna work with you, and they're just gonna bring you whatever they have, and you either take it or you don't take it, and that's fine. If that's the way they want to work, then you move on and try somebody new. But I was fortunate to be able to hook up with this guy, and he actually used to do firewood, but now he doesn't, and we'll get into more of that next month. But there's a whole big backstory to that. So last month's live stream, I showed you that I had gotten another Farmer Tech kit saw, and I know some of you are not fans of that. And you get what you pay for. I totally agree and understand that. But the 460 is together, and I'll show it to you. Here it is. I've got a 24-inch bar on it. I've already had it started one time, and it started on the 8th pull. So it seems like it was a good build. I did a vacuum check on it. I did a pressure test on it. But it did not go together as easily as the 660 build. I had some missing pieces that I had to go to the steel dealer and get. For example, the throttle rod for the trigger on the throttle, it wasn't in the kit. The top and side plates that say steel or the model number on the top, they were missing. And the oil pump, I don't have a whole lot of faith in, because it was, when I was putting it together, I checked it and I was spinning the gears inside the oil pump, and they were very tight and hard to move. So I don't have a whole lot of faith in that oil pump, and we'll see if it works or not. And if not, or when it fails, I'll get an OEM oil pump to put in it.
Someone asked how much it was.
The saw was right around $300. So most of those Farmer Tech kit saws, they come in box of parts, and they're right around $300. Even the 660 was right around that mark. And there's a lot of good YouTube videos out there to show you how to build those saws. I'm not going to make a video on that because I don't feel confident or proficient enough to do that, to instruct people on how to do it. But yeah, there's a lot of videos, and they've worked out well for me. I've had 2 successful builds, my first 2 builds. Just saw Joe fly by there, Joe Barney from Joe's Premium Firewood. He's here. Who else did I just see come by here that was late?
Andy Stampville.
Andy, he's late. You missed the Eagle Rare that we're sipping on tonight. You missed the Happy Bell that we're ringing for the Super Chats. And you missed my eye injury report. But the eye's all good, so it's not really that big of a deal. So I put a 24-inch bar on this saw because the 660 build that I had, I put a 28-inch bar on. And all my other saws have 20-inch bars. So I figured I'd put something in the middle on that and see, kind of get a grasp on what I like and what I don't like. So I've been talking about me a good bit here. What's been going on with everybody out there? If I saw Dan at Back 40 today, he's going to change up his bundling process. He's going to start actually doing deliveries. He's still using bags though, which is fine. No, I think there's good and bad to bagging and wrapping. But yeah, he's going to start delivering bundles, and he's going to start delivering loose stacks. So that'll be good for him, I think. He'll probably get a lot more exposure and some people that don't have a means to pick up their wood. Brad, can I send you some
iPro? Do you have a P.O. box or mailing address?
Doug, yes. Send me email to firewood@thefurnace@gmail.com, and I'll reply right back to you. There's Michelle, SS Firewood. How are you doing? I hope you're staying warm up there. Yeah, so while we're on the topic of my email address, I just got I had ran out of stickers a few weeks ago for the channel, and I just got my new shipment of stickers in. So if anybody still needs a sticker, if you'd reached out to me before and I didn't have one, you can send me an email also, and I'll get a sticker in the mail to you. So also going back to the video from yesterday, I was talking to you about some strange things that have been going on in the wood yard. And hold on, TC Outdoors. Happy Thirsty Thursday, everyone. Cheers. Time for refill already. I'm not going to do what I did last month. Last month I had some nerves going. So I was sipping probably a little more than I should have, and by the end of the night I was feeling pretty good. But the nerves aren't as bad tonight, so. But anyway, strange happenings in the wood yard. So you saw in the video yesterday when I got there, there was that eagle and hanging on the pallets at the end of row 3. It's made out of aluminum, some kind of lightweight metal. But here in the past few weeks, I've been finding little things scattered around the wood yard. And here is one of the first things that I found stuck in a round. This was just randomly stuck in a log. And this is a 5-pound plum axe head, still on a handle. The handle's pretty tight. It's not too bad. But I found that, and I thought to myself, somebody's been here in the wood yard while I'm not here. Was somebody here cutting their own firewood? You know, was somebody getting my rounds and splitting their own wood and taking it with them? So I started looking around the wood yard and seeing if anything was missing, you know, assuming the worst right off the bat. So as I'm walking around the wood yard, I go in between row 2 and row 1, and this is stuck in another log. This is also a plum axe. It's a plum Victory. And I don't know a whole lot about axes, but since this happened, I started doing some research. And I guess these plum axes, these older vintage plum axes, are pretty decent axes. You know, I watch Buck and Billy Ray and watch him refinish axes, and it kind of got my mind turning. Obviously, somebody has, stand by, Iron and Oak Sawmill. I'm off restrictions. The eye is healed. Been running the mill again. It feels good to be back and working. You're still allowed to use the mill, Chuck? Deb hasn't evicted you from that? You should just be a laborer now, because she's gotten very proficient at running the heavy machinery. Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate the super chat. But anyway, it really got me thinking who these axes were from and what was going on. They were obviously gifts, not malicious. So I decided what I was going to do was I was going to not say anything to anybody and just wait for somebody to come to me and say, hey, did you find anything in the wood yard? And then I would know that it was them that left it. So I just stayed quiet about the whole thing, didn't tell anybody that I found anything, and I just waited. Well, eventually, I made a post on Facebook a couple weeks ago, and I said, does anybody have any old axes, rusted axes, broken handles, it doesn't matter what. Let me know. I'm interested in maybe trying to start refinishing some axes. Well, my uncle got a hold of me, and he said, hey, I saw your post about axes. I dropped a couple off to you a couple weeks ago. So that came from my uncle. So that made me feel better as far as, knowing who was in the yard. But it's also got me thinking about a new hobby to do on the side. So I started asking around, and I found this one. This is a Dunlap. I don't know anything about Dunlap axes, but I figured I'd get that one. Oh, stand by. Roadside logging from Outside with Shibe. I'm telling you what, he is kicking butt on the roadside logging. Everybody give Shibe a woo! That's, for those that don't know, that's Shibe's thing. So we got to pay tribute to that. I thank you for the super chat. Definitely don't have to do that, my friend, but we appreciate it. So I got that one for $15 at an old, I don't even know what you would call it, like a consignment shop or something. And then I found this one on Craigslist for $3. There's no name on this one, but I got this. It's about a 1.5 or 2 pound head. And while I was there picking that one up, he said, I got another one out in the shed you can have for $3 also. And this is a Rockford from 1951. It's got some numbers stamped on it, so that's a pretty old vintage axe head as well. The eye looks pretty clean on it. So I've been doing a lot of research on that, and what I'm thinking about doing is I'd like to make my own handles. I've got all the woodworking tools out in the shed, band saws and belt sanders and things of that nature. So I think I'm going to try to get some ash or some hickory and cut out my own handles and clean up these heads, maybe even sand them down and shine them up. There's Shibe again, my man. Thank you, buddy. But yeah, clean up these heads and maybe shine them up, some of them to a mirror polish, just to not to build necessarily to use, but maybe do them as wall hangers and hang a couple axes up here in the garage back by my steel banner. And maybe even if I'm happy with the way they turn out after the first couple, give a couple of them away on here. So maybe I'll just try that out. There's Camping Creek. He says he's 13 and he started a firewood business. Any tips? I'm pretty new at this game too, but if I could give you any tip while you're getting started, it's just to work at your own pace. Use the tools that you have. If you've got a saw and a truck, that's all you need really to get started, and an axe. Do it at your own pace. Make sure you love it. Don't think of it as work. Don't think of it as a job. It's got to be fun, or you won't stay with it. So don't get yourself overwhelmed. Back 40 Firewood, Dan, ring the bell, take a sip. Cheers, everybody. So yeah, just keep it fun and take it as it comes. That's what I'm doing. I'm just taking it as it comes. I'm getting phone calls every single day almost. I would say at least 5 phone calls a week of people still wanting heating wood. Everybody's out of heating wood around here right now. The people that I was referring customers to when I told them that I was sold out are now out of firewood. So you can never have enough. There's Joe's Firewood videos, hot cocoa for Taylor. Cheers, Joe. Thank you. But, so you would probably arrest Camping Creek if you saw him driving a truck on the street. You know, he told me he was 13, and that I'm glad you caught that. But, hey, make a roadside stand. You know, right out in front of your house. Make a roadside stand, put a sign up, and just see how it works out. You know, when you have the wood to sell, you sell it. And when you don't, wait till you have some more. And, you know, firewood will always sell. That's one thing that I've certainly found out over the course of this past year is that you never have enough firewood. Joe Gilbert says he's got a media blaster that will work good to clean up the axes. Well, Joe, I might be getting a hold of you for that. I know. Michael Clemens. Cheers, Grizzly Adams. Tip some brown water on me. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Yeah, I might hit you up on that. I know you can't use power tools to sand them down because you got to be careful. Backyard Firewood says drink a double. Y'all are trying to get me going again. But yeah, I know you can't use power tools because you can't get a lot of heat in these heads because it'll take the temper out of them. So have to be careful about that. I don't think the media blaster really creates much heat. You got a question, Tay?
Cameron Creek asked how you got your name out there so fast.
How I got my name out there so fast? I think it's just from the people in this community. A lot of people that are in this chat right now started long before I did, and they welcomed me into this community with open arms, and I certainly want to pay that forward. So I'm starting to get people who message me wanting help getting started, wanting help either getting started with firewood or getting started with YouTube, and I try to help out any way I can, and I don't claim to be an expert on anything. I don't claim to have a whole lot of experience or knowledge, but what I do learn along the way, I like to pass along, because everybody in this room right now has certainly helped me get to where I am. And the content that I put out, I don't try to put on a show. I just be myself. And when things start to happen, I just let them happen naturally. Joining live streams is a big deal. Just get on the live streams and, you know, comment and interact with these people in the chat. There's hardly any, I haven't seen any negative. I really haven't. Will Davidson, so happy you started, Brad. Maryland living, that's right. But I tell you, you know, just be yourself, do your thing, and it will come. And there's a lot of people in this room, in this chat, that will support you. Speaking of helping support other people, there's a channel that has been messaging me and I've been talking with that just put out their first video, Old Man Firewood. If you get a chance, check out his channel. He put out his first video, and I got to tell you, I was pretty impressed with how well he did on the very first video. He's a humble, honest guy. He's an older guy in his 70s, but he's still working hard. He's still getting it done. He's just getting started with YouTube. He's got a lot of equipment. And so if everybody gets a chance to go over there and show him some love and give him support, hit the subscribe button. Old Man Firewood, check that out. Do I let Taylor run a chainsaw? Mark. She has been asking, but I'm not ready to make that leap with her yet. I think there's a lot to learn. I've got the 261 now, and I've got a couple of smaller home light saws that eventually, obviously, she's going to get some chaps, and if she wants to do that, I'll show her. But she's got to understand that's a machine you have to have constant respect for, and maybe even a little bit of fear of all the time. One thing that I did when I first started cutting a lot, and I still do now, is when I start to get tired, I put the saw down, because when your body gets fatigued and you start to get tired, you start to get a little lazy, you start to take shortcuts, and that's when mistakes and accidents will happen. So I'll teach her all that and explain all that to her, but I just want to make sure. There he is right there, old guy Firewood. I'm glad you're here tonight, buddy. Congratulations on starting your channel, and I hope we can throw some support your way. I enjoyed watching your first video, and you did a great job on that. Started his channel, getting there with Pat F. Started his channel 2 years ago, and still I'm thankful for 71 subs. Spread the word. So there's another channel that we can throw some love to, is Getting There with Pat F. I see him in these chats a lot and on these live streams a lot. So, yeah, that's 2 channels right there we can help support. Jared Hildebrandt, my friend, how you doing, buddy? He says, my kids have been running his 018 since they were 10. Well, Taylor is 13. Getting ready to turn 14 here in March. So if they're running the 018, I think that maybe we might be able to get her started. What do you think, on the home light or on the 261? We'll see. Oh, there's Joe's Firewood videos. He says, let's go, Brandon. Support the blue line. Hashtag my body, my choice. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. And it looks like we're going to have to refill already. And we're just now getting to the bottom of the hour. It's 8:28, so we've got a couple minutes, but I've already refilled once. Camp and Creek, could you shout out my channel by any chance? It's Camp and Creek, and he has 54 subscribers. So Camp and Creek, there's another channel we can help out. Craig Wilson there with a comment to you, Camp and Creek. He said, start slow, have a good supply, reinvest. This is all good advice. These guys can give you probably a lot more advice than I can. But take it all. Everybody's very welcoming and nice, and will give you a lot of good advice. Take what you can and modify it to your way of doing things. Mumbling Stumps 40 with a super chat. Cheers, fellas. Ding, ding. My glass is empty. You're going to have to give me a chance to top it off here. I don't know if I should make a heavier pour or what, because this is going down quickly again. You guys are a bad influence. So cheers, Mumbling Stumps 40. Get Taylor an I think he says MS220. So, yeah, we'll get her started with something here, and I'll definitely make a video of that, but we got to get her some chaps and stuff first. If she's really interested in doing that, and she thinks that that's something that she wants to help out with, you know, it's going to take a little longer. It's going to take a little time to work with her, but I will certainly do that. Sam Miller. Thirsty Thursdays. Woo! Thank you, Sam. I definitely appreciate that. These super chats are just, it's crazy. You guys are very generous. Brad's going to be sitting sideways. Well, I hope not. I tell you what, last month, I watched the replay of that live stream last month, and I noticed as the night went on, my face kept getting redder and redder and redder. I looked like an apple by the end of the night, a cherry or tomato or whatever. But 220 is a battery saw, he said. Let me ask you something about those battery saws. So somebody told me that those battery saws, that if they hit the chaps, that they won't they won't stop. They just keep going. So I don't know if that's true or not, but I saw something about that, and I'm just not sure about that. Backyard Firewood with a super chat. Chug, 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 everybody. Whatever you're sipping, it can be water, it can be juice, it can be soda, it can be beer, or it can be bourbon. Thank you, Backyard Firewood. Taylor's got another question here for me.
What size home light? Someone asked.
What size home light? I'll show you. So this is an old home light saw that was my father-in-law's, and this is a home light 240. It's a homeowner saw. It's got a small bar on it. I don't even know what size bar there is. 16-inch bar on it, but it's just a little saw. It still runs good. The only thing about this saw that scares me is that it doesn't have a guard on the front and it doesn't have a chain brake. So I'm a little hesitant to let her try that saw. But it's a little saw and it's a light saw. But I'm not really a fan of the safety features not being there. Outside with Shibe, 160 viewers. Wow, I didn't even realize that. Drink up, fellas, let her rip. And there's Will Davidson. The Husky battery saws are very nice and not too bad. Bottoms up. I've never ran a battery-powered saw, Will. But in this day and age, and with the way politics are trying to push things, it seems like they want to get away from fossil fuels altogether. I don't really think that's even possible. I don't think we have the ability to do that yet. Not for several years, but they're certainly pushing that agenda, and, you know, we'll see where it goes. Backyard Firewood says get an Echo 58. Is that 58 volt? I'm not sure about that. There's Bill Irwin. He said he just stopped by to say hey. Drowsy from the pain meds due to his surgery Monday. Yeah, I hope you are healing up quick, Bill, and I hope you feel better really soon. You know, I'm thinking about you, and I'm sure a lot of the guys in here are thinking about, guys and girls are thinking about you in here too. Oh, man, chat's flying by here. Jill Hannigan, $4.99. God bless the Thin Blue Line. Thank you. It's nice to see a lot of that support happening. You know, with all the bad things that happened in the past few years, it's certainly brought out the people, has caused people to thank the police officers and the military and the first responders a lot more than they had in the past. So definitely appreciate that. Outdoors with this guy. Here's to everyone in here tonight living the American dream and doing good, honest work. Firewood. Yeah, we need a lot more people doing good, honest, hard work. It's hard to find people that want to work, and guess who just walked in here tonight? It's the birthday girl and my boy Brady.
Hey, everybody.
So Brady says hi, and there's Val. She's the birthday girl this weekend. So I'm glad that they were able to stop by here tonight, and everybody has said happy birthday to you earlier when I was talking to them about your birthday being this weekend. So yeah, Brady didn't make an appearance last weekend. He's got ball practice on Thursday nights, and he just got back from his indoor infield practice. He's a shortstop and a pitcher, and he's doing really well, and it's his dream to play ball when he becomes an adult. So he's got some natural talent. He works hard every day, and I think he probably surely has a future in baseball. Andrew and Samantha Madison, happy 28th birthday. Yep, she's turning 28 years old again.
I wish.
But yeah, so everybody's saying happy birthday to you, Val.
Thank you.
And so that's cool. So I have another announcement that I wanted to make tonight. And you guys last month on the live stream, there's Wood, Sweat, and Tears. How you doing, Mike? Glad to see you here tonight. Daniel Atkins made it. He wasn't sure he was going to, but I'm glad to see you here, buddy. But But last month you saw the whiskey glasses that we did on the giveaway. My wife can't start any of the gas-powered saws. We got her a steel battery saw, and now she can work side by side with me. Happy birthday, Michael says. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate the super chat. Mike says happy birthday to you, huh?
I'm reading it over here, trying to read it. These glasses with my old age.
JM88 with a super chat, $5 for a new bell. You've worn that one out because Ty, Meg, and I are tuned in and watching. Oh, I know who JM88 is now.
Yep.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. But anyway, back to the whiskey glasses that we gave away last month. I had a lot of people messaging me and asking if we could, if I was going to sell those whiskey glasses. And I only had a few of them because they were pretty expensive to buy initially. I've worked out a deal where I can kind of keep the cost at a fairly decent rate for everybody. But if you got one of the whiskey glasses last month, then you got a limited edition because they're not going to be available anymore. So they were a kind of a standard engraving, but I've got whiskey glasses now that have got my real Firewood at the Furnace logo on them. And these are going to be available for sale. There's Shy with a super chat. Happy birthday, Val. But yeah, these whiskey glasses are going to be available for sale on my Facebook page, on my shop on Facebook. Or you can email me and I'll give you my Venmo and I'll ship them to you. But what I'm also going to do is for every live stream that we have each month, if we get 250 or more new subscribers in that period, which is totally possible, that's the way it's been growing, I'm going to give away a whiskey glass on every single live stream. When we hit milestones like 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 subscribers, we'll do more giveaways during that particular live stream. But for everyone in between, if we have 250 new subscribers, we're going to give away a whiskey glass. Jared Hildebrandt with a super chat. Heat for vets, all veterans that have served our country. Yeah, I see there's a lot of people that are donating firewood. And I'm really have been given a lot of thought to getting to that point where I can put some firewood aside to donate to needy families or families that have unforeseen struggles, unique circumstances, and I would like to give back. I really would. And there's a lot of people in this chat right now. There's a lot of other channels, a lot of other firewood people who donate firewood. Not only to veterans, but anybody that's in need. And I think that is a great thing, and I want to get involved in that. So that's a great thing, and cheers to everybody who's doing that. And if you're not doing that, that's food for thought. You know, Cabin Life says all of his firewood is donated. That's awesome. That's really cool. But anyway, since the last live stream, we have met and exceeded the 250 new subscribers. So I'm going to give away one of these glasses tonight. And I haven't decided how I'm going to do it yet. But maybe the birthday girl back here can come up with a question, and we'll give her a few minutes to think about it, that if you watch the channel, you might know the answer to. And the first person who is able to give the answer, I'll ship a whiskey glass out to. So we'll give her a few minutes to think about that, and then we'll present that and give that prize. One other thing that's going on this weekend is it's a live stream packed weekend this weekend for Firewood videos. Tonight is obviously Thirsty Thursdays with me and the family. Tomorrow night, you're live with Back 40 Firewood on Friday at 8 p.m. That's Eastern Time. This Saturday, Joe over at Ohio Woodburner is having a live stream and a giveaway. He's got all kinds of prizes he's giving away on Saturday night, and his live stream starts at 9 p.m. Saturday evening. There's Outside with Shibe again. One more, let her rip. Woo!
Do you know your favorite bourbon?
Look at that. It's empty. I don't know. That might be a good one.
Okay.
But hold on. So Saturday night at 9 is Ohio Wood Burner. And then Sunday, everybody knows Sunday Night Lives with Shive. And I don't know. He normally does them on Sunday nights unless he's away at drill or something like that. But yeah, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night for live streams this weekend. It's a big time deal this weekend. Will Davidson, make it 2 more. Come on. You guys are hurting me. You're going to hurt me tonight. Val's over there saying, shh.
You might not make it to the woodyard tomorrow.
She said I might not make it to the woodyard tomorrow. So I work at my part-time job
Put money on that?
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. I'm off on Mondays and Fridays, and of course the weekend. So I Thirsty Thursdays live stream. You know, I get up the next day and go to the woodyard. She's saying I might not make it to the woodyard tomorrow, but I promise you I will. Might not be there as early, but I'll definitely be there because there's so much that I need to get done. So back to the live streams. I hope you all can make it on all those. I join all these other live streams as well, and I'm in the chat talking with you all. So Outdoors with This Guy wants to know what my part-time job is now. So when I retired from the state police, before I was in the motorcycle unit, for 7 years, almost 8 years, I worked in commercial vehicle enforcement, DOT stuff. So a good friend of mine has a dump truck service, and he's got about 35 to 40 dump trucks, and he doesn't have a safety manager or a safety director. He was trying to do everything on his own, and because of my background in CVD, I see Matt Weimer there commenting. He's a fellow trooper, so give him some love. Because of my background and my experience, knowledge, and training in that field, he has hired me on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays to be in the office to handle all his safety management, his vehicle files, his driver files, his preventive maintenance program, his drug and alcohol testing. It goes on and on, but I hit the ground running there because I already knew what the job was from the police side of things. So on the civilian side of things, I understand what he has to do. So it helps with his insurance premiums, it helps with his safety ratings, and so that's what I'm doing. Excuse me. Camping Creek, thanks for the tips. You're welcome, my friend. Good luck to you. So that's my part-time job. That's what I'm doing on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. But I tell you, I have a lot of flexibility on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. He lets me come and go as I please. I clock in and clock out. And when the tree service calls on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, and they've got a load of wood for me, I punch the time clock. I go get the dump trailer, I go get my load of wood, come back, and I clock back in. So it's a perfect gig for me. It really is. I feel like I can do the job well, and one of those axe handles just fell. But I feel like I can do the job well, and I still have the flexibility to do this firewood thing efficiently. What's that say?
Giveaway.
We got to do the giveaway. Val and Brady have come up with a question.
I have a backup question if nobody knows this answer, but I think somebody will get it. Does anyone know Brad's favorite bourbon?
This might be a trick question.
Not really.
Well, a lot of these people in this chat are still... Michael, that's a great guess, but that's not it.
That's another good guess.
That's another good guess.
Oh,
Nope, nobody's
a
got
couple
it
good
yet.
ones.
Oh, Pappy Van Winkle. I see somebody. Eric tried to write. I've never even tried that. That's above my pay grade.
Oh, they're close.
Oh, everybody's. Oh man, these
guys
people
are
know their
good.
bourbons.
You guys are good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cabin Life first. The one in his glass.
Yeah, and then Matt second.
Oh, Matt said Eagle
Yeah.
Rare, but he was second. So what I'm drinking tonight is my favorite. And Cabin Life, you're the winner. You're going to get the whiskey glass. So make sure you email me, firewood@thefurnace@gmail.com. and I'll send this out to you. We'll communicate with each other. I'll get your address, and I'll send that out. So Eagle Rare, not to geek out on you with bourbon, but Eagle Rare is the Buffalo Trace recipe, which I also like. If you watched the Beyond the Stack with Dan at Back 40 Firewood, when we talked bourbon in the beginning, you know that Buffalo Trace is another one that I like. But this is the same exact recipe as Buffalo Trace, but Buffalo Trace is aged about 7 years, and this is the same recipe, but it stays in the barrel just a few years longer at 10 years. So you get a little more of the woodiness, a little more of the oakiness, and plus it's got an eagle on it, and you know how much I like the Eagles. Not the football team, the bald eagles that remind me of my dad.
How much does a bottle go for?
Joe's Firewood videos, can I get a go blue from Taylor? The Bucks suck timing. Joe wants you to yell go blue.
Go blue.
There you go. Go blue, Joe. She's not a fan of the go blue. She doesn't even watch college football. But anyway, yeah, so the bald eagle's a big deal for me, and it's just a coincidence that the eagle's on the bottle.
So we had someone ask how much, Jeff, how much does a bottle go for?
Eagle Rare, I tell you what, Buffalo Trace products, which the main ones consist of the actual Buffalo Trace bourbon, Eagle Rare, and Blanton's. Goodness. Blanton's is the more expensive bottle from that distiller. But those bourbon has gotten so popular in the past couple of years that it's really starting to get hard to find. And bourbon that used to cost $30 to $40 is now like $60, $70, $80. But this bottle should be, around here in Maryland, about $40 to $45. I'm not a fan of buying bourbon unless I've tasted it. You know, there's a lot of bourbon collectors out there that will buy a bottle just to say they have the bottle, no matter what the cost. But I buy a bottle to drink it. So Eagle Rare just happens to be my favorite.
All right, we're heading in.
Val and Brady are heading in.
We have to study for a test.
Yeah, social studies test.
Brady's got a social studies test he's got to study for, so him and his mama are heading in. I'm glad they were able to come out here tonight.
Yes. Good night, everybody. Thank you for the birthday wishes.
So, before I go, I want to say, help my dad here get to 4,000 subscribers. See you, everybody.
All right, thanks, buddy. So, yeah, we're close. We're like 3,400, but we're growing every week, and I'm thankful. So I'm not really pushing that. People see the channel and they see the content and they like it, and they subscribe. That's awesome. I don't want.
Someone else, if you had any hats left.
Yeah, I've got hats. I think I've got 6 of these hats, and I think I've got 5 or 6 of the beanie hats left.
You can shop on Facebook.
Arthur Elks, yep, it's on the Facebook shop, but if you send me an email, I can work that out for you too. Old Guy Firewood, great family, Brad. Thank you, my friend. I tell you, I'm really glad you're here in the chat tonight because you're just getting started, and I'm anxious and curious to watch your channel grow because I could tell right off the bat that you're going to be successful. Just because you seem like you're a real person on that first video. So I'm going to be watching that closely. Jill Hannigan. God bless our military and my son serving in the Army and the Air Force. Yes, God bless them. Thank you so much. Make sure you thank them for their service. I'm a huge military supporter, as many of us in this room are. So thank you, Jill. Appreciate that super chat. Todd's leaving. Have a good night, Todd. Thanks for stopping in, my friend. What else we got on the agenda here? Oh, I wanted to show you this behind me. Watch out there, Tay. You see that red, white, and blue frame back there? That is a Harley-Davidson poker chip holder that a good friend of mine made me for Christmas. And he made that by hand out of old pallets. And put LED lights in it. And I just thought that was pretty cool. I wanted to show that on the stream tonight.
Someone heard your glass fall.
You heard it fall? Yeah, I caught it. I only lost a little bit of it.
Oh, and it got all over your stuff.
It's okay. It's not that much. But I didn't lose it all, so that's good. Who caught me? Jeff? Yeah, Jeff caught me. The microphone works too well, I guess. But that wasn't because of my drinking. That was because my hand hit it while I was trying to turn around and show you that gift that I received. Oh, man. So, I don't know if I missed the... Oh, my goodness. Will Davidson. Fill it up. Well, now that I spilled a little bit of it, I guess I'll finish this, and then I'll fill it up. Thank you, Will. I definitely appreciate that. Jared's leaving. Thank you for being here, Jared. Appreciate you stopping by. We still got 151 people in here. We're coming up on an hour. What's your email address? Didn't go through. Taylor got you covered there.
I'll be right back.
So if I ever win anything from you, it better be a coffee cup. You know what? That's a good idea. I got the bourbon glasses. I can certainly get some coffee cups made too. I think my wife would appreciate that because I'm not allowed to talk to my wife in the morning until she has her coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I like the smell of it. I just don't like the taste of it. But my face is red again. Is it really? Charles said my face is red. LTD, you think overtime is coming? Well, we'll see. As long as people want to hang out here, we'll keep going for a little bit. Matt Weimer, we could have a bourbon tasting here at the Firewood at the Furnace Woodyard if you like. Matt Weimer is a friend of mine who I used to work with, and he is into bourbon. So maybe we could organize something where this summer when the weather's good, we could have a little cookout or something, do a bourbon tasting. Everybody could cut some firewood, split some firewood, some free labor. There's plenty of stuff to cut and split in my yard, that's for sure. Mark Nelson wants to know who got me into bourbon. I'm trying to think back. A supervisor that I had when I was still on the job started a Facebook page called Backyard Bourbon Club. And he invited me to the page, and I wasn't into bourbon, but I joined the page just because he was a friend of mine and a supervisor of mine at work. Iron and Oak Sawmill. Need to try some Tim Hortons coffee, Brad. Excellent stuff. Where do you find Tim Hortons coffee? I've never heard of that before. I'm not sure if my wife has or not, but I like the smell of it. If it tasted like it smelled, I think I would like it. But anyway, Backyard Bourbon Club. I joined that club, and everybody was crazy over the bourbons, talking back and forth. So I decided I'd give it a try. And when I first tried it, I was just like Dan at Back 40 Firewood. I was like, no way. This is like drinking gasoline. But you got to give it a chance. Somebody had to teach me how to sip it and not shoot it, just like I did with Dan. But eventually, if you give yourself a chance, you can acquire a taste for it. And there's no carbs with it. There's very little calories with it. It's refined, clean alcohol, so you don't have a hangover with it. And take a Sean Outdoors with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. He said Tim Hortons is a Canadian thing. There are only a few in the U.S. Well, that would be why I haven't heard of it. So I'll look that up, but I don't know if it's on Amazon or not. Tim Hortons original medium roast that Chuck says from Iron and Oak Sawmill. There's Joe saying, hi, Brad. You've been here for a while, Joe. Hello.
Someone asked.
Have you guys been watching Joe's live streams on Facebook? He's been doing a whole lot of live streams on Facebook lately. He had Craig Wilson today on his live stream. He's making like a big loop. He stopped by Chris at In the Woodyard. There's going to be some videos coming out of him working with Chris. Joe live streamed with Craig today and his 880, big 880 saw. I told him he should loop on around to Maryland. Stop by and make a video with me. Eventually, I'm hoping that I can get up and see Chuck and Deb. I'd like to get up to Shibes, K&L Firewood. There's a lot of people that aren't super far away from me that I'd like to collaborate with a little bit. I think it's really cool when you can watch people that you know that are on separate channels or just separate in the community, and then they can come together for a video. I think it's really neat. I'm really trying to get to the Firewood Frenzy this year, and I'm not sure if it's going to work because both my kids, Taylor and Brady, both play travel ball, and their schedules are crazy. And most of the time, me and Valerie have to split up. One goes with one to a tournament, and I go with the other to a tournament. But if I can work that out, I'm really going to try to get there. Nelson Ridge Farm, Brad Nelson. My man, great live stream. Awesome, he says. Nelson Ridge Farm's another great channel. He's getting close to 1,000 subscribers, so check him out. Him and his daughter just had a wood stack off. You could vote for who had the best wood stack. Taylor's got another question.
Craig Wilson asked, how far are you from Shibe?
From Shibe, I think I'm about 2.5 hours away from him. It's not super far. When Joe over at Joe's Premium Firewood was thinking about buying his dually, we were trying to work something out to where I could, actually I think Chuck and Deb were trying to work something out where we could all come together. But it ended up not working out where Joe would have to fly in and drive that truck all the way back. But if there's a way that we can all get together, and I told Shibe last year after the Midwest Firewood Frenzy that we should plan an East Coast Firewood Frenzy. That would make it a lot easier for us guys over here, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Virginia, to get New York to get together. Coops first. Brad, you should come to Southern Maryland sometime. I don't have an operation like yours, but I split for a couple hours today. Yeah, hey, let me know. I'll come down there and make a video with you. I'm always willing to help out people that, are into this firewood thing. Getting there with Pat F says, time to drink my breakfast and eat my coffee. Tim Horton is Canadian. Yeah, so I've never heard of Tim Horton. I'll have to talk to Val about that and see if she knows. It's the biggest coffee chain in Canada. Yeah, Will, I agree. It would be amazing to have an East Coast frenzy. So I think if a few of us East Coast Firewood guys can get together and make that happen, it would be pretty cool. Yeah, Shab, we do need a venue. I could probably work something out to where, I've been a member of the fire company, the local volunteer fire company here since I was 16 years old. I went through the ranks up to the rank of assistant chief, and I'm still a member there. I just, with the kids so busy now and me so busy now, I'm not as active as I used to be, but I'm still a member. I'm a driver most of the time, but I have access to a piece of property with a pavilion and a pit beef cooker. We could probably work something out, a big parking lot where we could do something like that if if we could all get together and make it happen. It's kind of a big job for me to tackle by myself, but if people wanted to team up with me and make it work, we could make that happen. Brad 6, Harley Davidson dealership, Conowingo. Yeah. I know a lot of people that work up there. I'm there. It's not too far away from me at all. Pennsylvania State Troopers building won't work. Some hounds may be in trouble. Yeah, well, we're not gonna go to a state police building, but we can go to a volunteer fire company property with a pavilion and a. Have you ever used Husqvarna saws? Give Taylor a high five. Taylor does a great job for me. I'm not sure if I could do this by myself, so last month's live stream I had her out here because I was I felt overwhelmed keeping up with the chat and the questions and everything that was going on. So she came out here and helped me. And she did such a great job that I actually recruited her to come back. She said she didn't think I needed her, but I felt like I wanted her. So she's here again, and she's a great help. I've never tried Husqvarna saws. Other than the one video, and I'm not sure of the video number, but the thumbnail on that video has got a Case skid loader loading logs into the dump trailer. I think it was the very first load in the new dump trailer. And I ran a Husqvarna saw, and I told you all that I felt a little dirty, like I was betraying my steel saws. But that's the only time I've run a saw. And I'll be honest with you, I've got a steel banner hanging back here behind me, and I run steel saws, but I don't really care what saw you run. If it runs and it cuts good and it works for you, it's a great saw, in my opinion. I think a lot of people like the banter back and forth, arguing. I know Wood, Sweat, and Tears, Mike, he's a Husky guy, and him and Rod from Firewood Midwest, they go back and forth a lot about steel versus Husky, but I think Rod actually bought a Husky saw. But it's just all in good fun. So whatever saw you have, run that thing and cut firewood with it, and hey, whatever you got, you run. Put her on the payroll. Yeah, I should put her on the payroll. I took her over today. She likes to decorate her bedroom for every holiday, and Valentine's Day is coming up. So we went today to the craft store, and she got a bunch of stuff to decorate her room for Valentine's Day. So she does okay. I mean, I don't think can you complain?
No.
She can't complain. Like she helps us out, and we do her well as well. But her helping me out with the live streams is a good thing. Maybe after we do a few, I won't be as reserved as the keeping up with the chat. You see me looking over here tonight. I've got the laptop up so I can watch the chat and not have to look at the phone to keep up with the chat. But she's keeping track of the questions. She taps me on the shoulder when we have a question, so it's great. Dan Cooper said Husky and steel. He's got both. And I'm not opposed to steel. The only reason I'm partial to steel right now is because I've built these two clone saws, and I kind of understand how they're built and how they work. So, when something goes wrong with them, I feel like I can fix it, and I know how to handle it and how to deal with the problem. So, I was in the chainsaw shop the other day, and they had ordered 10 500i's, and they had all come in, and one person who had ordered one balked on their order. They didn't have the money. They couldn't come through with it. So I said, you guys coming up with any 500i's in your shop? You have any? And they said, yeah, we've got one here in the back right now. It's for sale. So he goes in the back and brings it out. And I'm like, oh gosh, don't bring this thing out here. You're going to make me spend money I don't want to spend, and I really don't have to spend. But he brings it out and he lets me hold it. It doesn't have the light bar on it, but I'm holding it. It's got a 25-inch regular bar on it. And I'm holding it. He's telling me the price, $1,300 and some dollars. And I'm like, I'm not in a position to make a decision right now. I said, but let me go home and talk it over with my wife, and we'll see what happens. The next day I called and it was gone. But he's got 8 more on order that are supposed to be here in June. And I'm on their list to call when they come in. So I don't know if that'll happen or not, but Michael D says, steel rules and Husky drools. So there's some of that banter back and forth. What are you telling me?
I was texting my friend about the live.
Oh, okay. So yeah, there's some of that banter back and forth, and I think it's all in good fun. I don't think Steel's better than Husky, and I don't think Husky's better than Steel. I think they're both great saws. A lot of people run Echo saws and have great luck with them. And I'll tell you, the tree service that I work with, they run all 3. They've got Echoes, they've got Huskies, and they've got Steels. And I think you can put a little bit of weight on the professional guys that run tree services, that run those saws every day and work them hard every day, on what they run. And if they're running Echoes, Huskies, and Steels, they all must be good saws. John Collins says, if your chain isn't sharp, it don't care what saw you have. It don't mean a thing, and that's true. You know, you're running a saw with a dull chain. That saw's not going to perform. You're working that saw harder. You're going to make that saw run hot. T&J says Echoes are garbage. I don't know. I've never ran an Echo. I'm seeing my face is getting red now. Brad 6 says an Echo 590 made his business. I'll be honest with you. It's like the Ford, Chevy, and Dodge debate. You know, if you're raised to be a Ford guy, if you're raised to be a Mopar guy, if you're raised to be a General Motors guy, that's just what you believe in. But I think they all are quality products, and they all work well. And whatever you like, and whatever you have, you run, and whatever makes your business tick, that's what you use. How much, William Klein, how much would you have in stock for next season? Right now, I'm up to about 22 cords. I want to get to 40 cords before Easter. I've got a lot of ash that's piled up there that's going to be ready to go as soon as I split it and stack it. So if you've noticed on my videos, I've been kind of trying to get to the oak first. The oak obviously takes longer to season and dry. A lot of the oak that I have was dead standing oak, so it's already partially seasoned. But I know that ash that's piled up is going to be ready to go as soon as I split it. So I've kind of been just waiting on that and getting the oak done. Shibe says Echoes have come a long way. I can see them up there with Steel and Husky. The Ford, Chevy, and Dodge can get heated, though. The chainsaws are like we are joking. That's true. Some people are very, very passionate. Dana Hassan says he has all 3 brands. So, yeah, whatever you have, you run. I like new more than anything else, Nebraska Woodster says. Who said that up there? Backyard Firewood. Echo 620p is my favorite between my 550 XP, 620p, and 572 XP. So he's got a lot of saws to choose from. So the Echo he likes. And hey, that's all good. Whatever works for you. I say that with everything. You know, some people cut their firewood green and sell it and think the customer should do the drying. Some people leave their wooden log form and split right into their trailer and deliver it. Some people like me, they split, stack, and dry their wood, and then they sell it. Whatever works for you, that's what you should do. You know, I think if in this big community with all these people watching and all these people interacting, you're never going to make everybody happy, and you're never going to do things the way that somebody else does them. But if it works for you, that's what you should do. Turk asked full cords or face cords. I'm not sure what you mean there. I sell my firewood by the third of a cord or face cord. I see Steven said it's a full cord or face cord. I think I probably missed something there. Do we have a question somewhere? How long do you let oak sit? So Will Davidson wants to know how long I let oak sit. So I think that's a decision you have to make when you're cutting your firewood and you're getting your firewood, whether it's a dead standing tree, if it's a green tree. You have to look, listen, and feel. So the sound of the wood, the look of the wood, if it's got cracks on the end grain, use your moisture meter, feel the weight of the wood. There's a lot of things that go into that. If you're cutting your wood green and it's oak, I think it needs 2 years. If you're cutting your wood dead, I think that you can probably sell it in a year, but you need to check it with the moisture meter. You need to lift it up and feel the weight of the wood. You need to look at the end grain of the wood and see if you're getting the cracks. Is the bark falling off? There's a lot of things that go into that. I see a lot of people around here around me that will bring logs in, cut it, split it, stack it, and sell it. So it's just, I want to be known as a seller of firewood who sells wood ready to burn. And I think your reputation will follow you. If you're a fly-by-night guy and you're just in it for a season or two and you're selling wood, that's great. Sell whatever you have. But if you're in it for the long haul, you need to sell to customers a quality product, and they will know you have a quality product and come back to you year after year. I just got a text today from a guy I sold firewood to this year who said he's been burning wood for 15 years. And it's the best firewood he's ever burned. So I think I've got a customer for several years to come. Did I miss a question?
Someone said they sent you an email, but it said it could be undelivered. It was Arthur Axton.
See if you can send to me. So my email address is firewood@thefurnace@gmail.com. I know some people had said firewood in the furnace, but it's actually at the furnace. So if you click on any of my videos that I post and look in the description of the video, my email address is in there in case you're typing it in wrong. How does everyone get clients? Will Davidson wants to know. I have not advertised at all. Other than my YouTube channel and my Facebook page, I haven't advertised at all. Like I said, I'm still getting calls all the time for firewood. I sold out all my firewood this year, and I haven't had to advertise at all. Yeah, sure.
Hi, Brooke. I know you're on the live stream. That's my friend. I just want to give her a shout out.
So Brooke's on the live stream. Taylor wanted to give her friend a shout out. So hi, Brooke. Glad you're here. I hope you enjoy the live stream and the content. But word of mouth has been carrying me through. And I don't think I will ever have enough firewood ready to sell to where I need to advertise in the next year or two. I'm hoping to double production for next year. I sold 28 cords this year. I'm hoping to get between 40 and 50 cords for next year. But the message that I'm getting and the people that are asking me for firewood, I think I could still be selling cords and cords of wood right now. The price of propane and the price of heating oil is so high right now that people are looking for alternatives. I just received a message this afternoon from a guy who told me that he's out of propane, he has no electric heat, and he's looking for firewood. He didn't plan on using his wood stove this winter at all, but he is refusing to pay the prices of propane this year, and he wants firewood. Jeremiah Haas says he hasn't advertised in 5 years. So he's got he's got a customer base, and people know who he is. Word of mouth has spread that he's got Firewood, so he's got a customer base and probably a good reputation for selling a good product. So he doesn't have to advertise either. Don't fall into the trap of selling an inferior product just to make that quick dollar, because that might be great in the short term, but it's going to hurt you in the long term. And my dad taught me that lesson a long time ago. Karma is a real thing, and what goes around will come around. And if you're in this for the long term, then you've got to swallow your pride. And it's a hard pill to swallow, because I have a hard time telling people that I'm sold out of seasoned firewood when they ask me. I've got firewood stacked that I could certainly deliver to them and sell to them right now. There's plenty of firewood in the yard. But I know that if I sell them that firewood now, next year they're probably going to be like, that guy did not have dry wood. He sold me green wood, and it didn't burn right. It didn't burn good. I'm going to find somebody else. So start slow, sell a good product, eat your humble pie, and if you're out, you're out. And it stinks to be out. It's hard every single time that people ask me for firewood, and I have to say no. But I think the people that you do deliver to, and you give them a good product, it's going to pay off in dividends moving forward. Taylor, you got a question?
Someone asked what editing app you use.
The only editing app that I use right now is iMovie. I would like to get into something a little better, especially since I started doing these live streams. I would like to have something to where I can put graphics up and, have a countdown timer before the stream starts. But I'm using a free app. I'm just using iMovie. I do all my editing there. And I hope you all are okay with what I'm doing there. There's a lot of other things I could be doing to make the videos a little more interactive, but for right now, that's what I'm using.
For iMovie, you can only get it on iPhone, iPad, or MacBook, or like an iMac if you have that. It's only an Apple app.
She knows more about technology than I do. And I got to give a shout out to Dan at Back 40, because he hollered at me before the live stream tonight and told me that my thumbnail and my upcoming live stream was not showing up in everybody's feed because I didn't have YouTube set up correctly for my upcoming live stream. So I got that set up. So Dan's a really technical guy that can help you out too if you're getting started. What's the going price for firewood here? Jeff asks. Oh, he's asking Brad 6. Do you plan on making more than one video per week? RDP, I have considered that, and my fear of that, as I've said before, is that people will get burnt out with my content. To be perfectly honest and upfront with you, like I see Chris at the Woodyard, he makes a video every single day, and I love his channel. I subscribe to his channel. I interact with his channel, but I cannot watch a video every single day. I just can't keep up with it. So I don't want to burn out people with my channel. I feel like people look forward to every Wednesday when I put a video out. I did kind of compromise, and I do a First Fridays video now. So the first Friday of the month, I put out an extra video. And then the last Thursday of the month, we do the live stream. So I hope that, that kind of compromise and help people out, but I don't want to burn everybody out with my content. I don't want to sacrifice the quality of my content and just make filler videos. So I think I'm going to kind of stick with every Wednesday and the first Friday of every month. Derek Stuff says, do you ever cut trees down? I do, but people message me a lot all the time asking me to come do tree work for them. And I'm not a tree service. I don't have insurance to cut trees down. I don't have any training or licenses to do tree work. But if people have trees that they need cut down, I will go look, depending on what the situation is. If it's not near any obstacles, if it's not near anything that could possibly get damaged or hurt, I will on occasion cut trees down. When I first started this firewood thing, that was my plan, to go cut trees. I got about 3 acres of woods behind my parents' house that I can cut in. I was looking on Facebook Marketplace for people that had trees down, and since I hooked up with this tree service, I haven't really had to worry about cutting trees down because I've got an endless supply of log length wood that I'm going to pick up and I dump right in the wood yard. Derek Stuff says, do you use beard oil? So this came up in last month's live stream, and I said I was kind of embarrassed to say that I use beard products or hair products, and I use beard shampoo because you can't use regular shampoo on a beard because this hair, I don't want to get too graphic, but this hair is not head hair. This is thick, like coarse, you know what hair. But I use beard shampoo, I use beard conditioner 3 to 4 times a week, and yes, I use beard oil. I do have a little bit of a dry skin condition, so I have to keep my face moisturized and keep product in it. I've never had to use product in my life. I mean, you see my head. I don't have much hair. I cut my own head. I don't pay for haircuts. Beard bourbon? Yes, my beard oil. Taylor, run into the bathroom and get my beard oil.
Okay.
I want to show them this because I think they'll get a kick out of this. So yes, my beard oil is bourbon based. You can, if you're asking that question, Derek Stuff, you can probably guess what beard oil I use. Greg Waters, Brad, I have a banner holder if you're interested in it. I'll give it to you if you want it. If you ever get a banner made for a backdrop or something. Greg, stop by here. Show me what you got. I see you all the time. Greg's a good friend of mine. He's got a fairly young dog that he's training, and he's doing a great job. That dog has got a great home. So yeah, Greg, stop by and let me know. Iron and Oak Sawmill. My beard is all natural, soap overall.
I got everything.
Michael Clements, you said the old man is tired. Good night, everyone. We are way over time right now. We need to start wrapping this thing up, I guess. But how many people are still here? 147 people are still in here. She brought the whole works out. So this is the beard wash that I use. Viking Revolution beard wash. The same thing for the conditioner, beard conditioner.
You're setting all on your stuff.
I've got a beard brush. I've got a beard comb. I've got beard balm. And this is my beard oil. Dan at Back 40 is going to love this because it's made with Buffalo Trace. So that's the oil that I use. I just asked Taylor to bring the oil, but she brought it all. She's really embarrassed me as far as my hair products go. So, Mom and the Boys says that's more products than she
That's more
uses.
products than I use too.
It's more products than Taylor uses. So, yeah, Viking is good stuff, Will. I'm actually, now that my beard is getting a little more justifiable and more legit, I'm actually trying to find a local barber shop that actually has like an old school barber that knows how to take care of a beard. Because if you look here on the side, it's getting a little crazy there. I want to get I want to keep it narrow on the sides, but I want to get like Will said, that Viking look. You know what I mean? I don't want a barber to like hack up my beard and sacrifice the length that I do have. but somebody that can shape it for me and make it look a little more squared away. I don't want to look like somebody said earlier, what did they call me? Grizzly Adams. I don't want to look like Grizzly Adams. I want to look like I have a beard, but it's tended to. So, Todd's outside again is still here. Todd Lacey says he has Buffalo Trace soap. I didn't know they made that. Might have to look into that.
Gosh. You still have the man soap you got for Christmas
Where's that at?
in the basement.
We need to bring that upstairs then.
I'll go get it.
Bar oil for beard oil, William Klein says. I don't know if that would be lubricating for the skin or not. Arthur Elks is heading out. He's burning the midnight oil last night, working, trying to beat the snowstorm coming tomorrow night and Saturday. Good night from Bennettsville, South Carolina. Arthur Elks Jr., thanks so much for being here tonight. I know we're way over on time tonight, but here's the soap that I got. Val and the kids got me this for Christmas. I forgot I even had it, to be honest with you, so I'll be using that here soon. All right, well, I think we're going to have to wrap things up now. We are 97 minutes into this live stream. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight, and I want to thank everybody for the super chats. I want to thank all the moderators that were here. Camp and Creek says he looks forward to every video. Keep up the good work. And I just thank everybody for being here tonight. So we're going to work, me and Shibe, I think, are going to work on the East Coast Firewood Frenzy. I'm really going to try to pursue that. And if anybody else on the East Coast, the Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, if anybody in that area is on the stream tonight and on the channel tonight, want to help out with that, let me know. We'll try to work on that and make that happen, because it's really tough to try to get to the Midwest Firewood Frenzy. I really want to, but I'm not sure if I'm going to make it happen. But if we can make that happen, me and Shibe will certainly work on that. I talk to Shibe often through text, and he's a great guy. And, oh gosh, there's Will Davidson. Bottoms up, y'all. End on a strong note. Great job, Taylor.
Thank you.
I agree. And we are empty. No more refilling. Take care, everybody. Have a great week. We'll see you on Wednesday. The first Friday videos is next week. You're going to get to see the outfeed table for the ram splitter. And I think we're done. Have a great night. And we'll see you next month.
Bye.